Today we're getting into the latest Tesla news, including a super long-range Model S, 3 hardware updates arriving in the 2022 Model 3 and Y, Tesla's big recall, another record quarter for Tesla, and much more, so let's get into it. First up today, Tesla announced their Q4 2021 vehicle production and delivery numbers earlier this week, revealing another record quarter. In Q4 alone, Tesla delivered a total of 308,600 vehicles. 296,850 of those were Model 3 and Y, while the remaining 11,750 were Model S and X. Production was slightly lower, showing they delivered some cars left over from Q3 at 305,840 cars. This brought their total production for 2021 up to 930,422 cars, and total deliveries to 936,172. This exceeded most predictions for Tesla's deliveries by around 30,000 cars, and once again proves how popular Teslas are truly becoming. At the beginning of last year, when Tesla announced their deliveries for 2020, they closed out 2020 delivering just shy of 500,000 vehicles, and they have nearly doubled that this year without their new factories opening. This year, they'll be at a run rate of about 1.2 million vehicles with their current factories, and then we'll finally see Giga Texas and Giga Berlin come online, making the Model Y. Tesla should be on track for significantly higher deliveries next year again, assuming demand keeps up, and there are no signs of it slowing down, even with higher than normal pricing right now. In response to this record quarter, Elon Musk tweeted saying, quote, "Great work by Tesla team worldwide." Congrats are definitely in order, however, at the same time, unfortunately for Tesla, they're also facing a new recall on around 500,000 Model 3s and S's. Quote, "Tesla Inc. is recalling certain 2014 through 2021 Model S vehicles. The front trunk latch assembly may be misaligned, preventing the secondary hood latch from engaging. As such, these vehicles fail to comply with the requirement of Federal Motor Vehicle Safety Standard number 113 hood latch system." The recall affects up to 119,000 Model S's built between 2014 and 2021, along with 356,309 Model 3s built between 2017 and 2020. The recall says that, quote, "Over time, repeated opening and closing of the trunk lid may cause excessive wear to the coaxial cable. This is the cable that connects the rear view camera and will be fixed by a free Tesla service appointment for all affected customers." The good news here is that this fix itself seems rather small and doesn't affect safety in the vehicle in the short term. The bad news is that this is a lot of cars that Tesla now needs to schedule service appointments to fix. That same recall appears to be extending over to China with 200,000 more vehicles. It was announced that they will be recalling 35,836 imported Model 3s and 144,208 Model 3s built at Giga Shanghai. Next up today, a crazy version of a Tesla Model S with a range of 752 miles on a charge has been unveiled. Currently, as Tesla sells it, the top range of the Model S is an impressive 405 miles. They briefly unveiled a longer range Plaid Plus model with 520 plus miles after battery day, but ended up removing that option and seemingly canceling that car altogether. Tesla seems to be more focused on getting better efficiency and utilizing superchargers when needed rather than shipping an insanely long range that rarely gets used. In any case, people do like longer ranges and being able to drive longer distances without needing to stop and charge, as we are seeing with the Lucid Air achieving an incredible 520-mile range. For the Model S, though, a company called Next Energy has installed its own battery system into a Model S. For the test drive, they did keep a very minimal speed at 55 miles per hour, but they achieved a range of 752 miles in the car. Quote, "Next Energy Inc., a Michigan battery technology company, has demonstrated a proof of concept battery that powered an electric vehicle 752 miles without recharging. The vehicle completed a road test across Michigan in late December with an average speed of 55 miles per hour. The results were validated by a third party using a vehicle dynamometer where the test vehicle, a Tesla Model S, was retrofitted with an experimental battery, achieved 882 miles at 55 miles per hour. It appears that the battery pack nearly doubled the energy density, adding around 331 kilograms of weight to the original battery and car, so that's a big increase there and will come with its own side effects. It will also be very expensive, but this proof of concept is part of what they are aiming for in the future, helping to eliminate range anxiety and push battery technology even further. Achieving a range like this is incredibly impressive regardless, and looks great for the future of electric vehicles. Currently, most vehicles are coming in around 250 to 300 miles of range, and end up priced very high if they achieve over those numbers, meaning that an affordable EV requires recharging on a road trip. Fast charging from chargers like Tesla's superchargers are a great option, option, but the ideal future is where you are able to both have longer ranges available in EVs and a plethora of chargers to choose from when traveling longer distances. Lucid has achieved 520 miles of range, this company has achieved 752 miles of range, and we'll have to see if Tesla can deliver on the promised 500-mile range of the Cybertruck, or if they end up bringing back that Plaid Plus Model S with 520 plus miles of range. Next up today, arguably the most exciting news this week, more updates getting confirmed for the Model 3 and Y, Tesla's most popular vehicles. Tesla updates their cars whenever they want to, and they don't wait for a model year changeover to implement them. This time around, we are already seeing that Tesla has added 2 new features to these cars in the 2022 models that were initially added to those vehicles in China. First is an updated AMD Ryzen chip for the infotainment screen. What most customers are finding is that this new chip results in much faster load times on screen and better response. The Model 3 is now 4 years old, and Tesla switched to AMD on the new Model S and X with great results. Now they appear to be catching the Model 3 and Y screens up to these specs. A photo posted on TeslaScope at the end of 2021 showed the AMD Ryzen being delivered on a new Model 3 built in North America. A new video showcasing this processor on a 2022 Model 3 shows just how much faster the majority of actions are. It's all the same software on the same screen, but it works much faster in almost every way. This is a huge improvement for these cars in 2022. We have heard mentions that Tesla may offer a retrofit of this chip on their older cars, but every time a retrofit like this gets mentioned and comes out rumored, it doesn't end up seeming to happen, so we'll see on that. At the same time that Tesla added this AMD chip to the Model Y and 3 in China, they also made the switch to their new lithium-ion 12-volt battery, and now that same update has come to these cars built in the US. It may seem like a small or unknown change, but Tesla so far have relied on traditional 12-volt batteries to power certain things in the car. These batteries traditionally wouldn't last as long as the large battery pack that powers your driving, and it was seen as a flaw. Now this new battery is designed to last as long as the battery pack itself does. This, along with that new chip, are 2 improvements that you have to look under the hood to see, but they bring significant improvements to these cars, especially concerning the updated chip to power the main screen that controls nearly everything in these cars. Those are the most important updates, but another new update, something that the Model S and X already have, is coming soon as well: heated windshield wipers. This photo comes from a source at Tesla in China showing heated wipers on the screen as an option on the Model 3 and Y. The source said that Tesla is still testing this feature and isn't on the production line yet, but should be coming soon. This is the second time we've heard about this feature, with the first time coming in code found by @GreenTheOnly. This is one of those features that Tesla hasn't included on these cars before and could be a result of their design studio located in California. Heated windshield wipers are something we don't typically need here, but the other day I took my Model S into the quickly falling snow and it actually came in very handy. This is another feature that you won't know you have until you see the option on screen, but it will be a well appreciated improvement, especially for those living in colder climates. Those are some improvements that we already know are arriving or coming very soon to these cars, but one larger improvement has been talked about for a while now and has now been spotted on the Model Y. At Tesla's Battery Day back in September of 2020, they announced their structural battery pack and 4680 battery cells. These 2 advancements in battery technology are what Tesla sees breaking them into longer ranges, lower prices, and more, and were supposed to be what Tesla launched with on the Model Y out of Berlin and Texas. Those factories are close to opening, and it still remains unclear if they are significantly delayed on 4680 cells and will be utilizing a backup plan of current technology as the Model Y has shipped with from the start, or if they will shock us by starting production at these factories with the new battery cells. In any case, a Model Y built with a structural battery pack body was spotted at Tesla's Gigafactory Texas last week. This photo shows a Model Y body with no floor, indicating it being designed for that battery pack. When Tesla did their Giga Berlin fair, one thing they demoed was their plan to attach things like seat mounts to the battery pack itself, utilizing the strength of the structural battery pack and simplifying the assembly process for that car. So there's more to the structural battery pack than simply helping in an accident, and we'll see whether or not Tesla plans to ship these improved Model Y 2.0 vehicles this year or stick with the original design for the time being. In any case, as Giga Texas is ramping up for the Model Y, the next car they will also be building there is the Cybertruck. I've personally been very interested in the Rivian R1T lately, especially since it's the first electric truck to market, but Tesla promised a lot with the Cybertruck when unveiled. The most recent updates from Elon Musk unveiled that they will actually be shipping a variant of the Cybertruck with 4 motors first. They They originally unveiled a single, dual, and tri-motor version of the Cybertruck at the announcement event, so this new version will have an extra motor, seemingly go faster, and have better off-roading capabilities to compete with what Rivian has demonstrated with the R1T, already shipped in low numbers, and what GM has demonstrated with the Hummer EV, which should ship this year. It will also come with easily removable side mirrors, seemingly to be replaced by side view cameras in the Cybertruck, yet to be shown, along with four-wheel steering. These are all great improvements to see on the Cybertruck, but do worry some about the pricing of the truck. Since Tesla has raised prices on all of their cars around $10,000 in the last year, the Cybertruck was already announced incredibly cheap, and now it's coming with even more features. The Cybertruck has been significantly delayed already, and the most recent update on their website used to say production will begin in late 2022. Last month, and being noticed by many people right now, Tesla actually could be delaying the Cybertruck even more, or at least very unsure about a timeline to tell customers. On the Cybertruck order website, when you go to order a Cybertruck, it now says, quote, "You will be able to complete your configuration as production nears." It's a small update and shouldn't really come as a shock that an entirely brand new truck from Tesla, who is already battery constrained, is probably delayed even further than 2022, but it's disappointing regardless. As I mentioned earlier, Tesla is on track to be able to produce 1.2 million vehicles in 2022 without their new factories, so there will be a lot to see from them this year, and the Cybertruck will be incredibly interesting to watch. I'll be sure to keep you posted. One of the best parts about a Tesla, though, is that it receives regular over-the-air software updates. Tesla released their holiday update right before Christmas Day, and it included a number of new features that customers have wanted for a long time. Some fun stuff they brought to all Teslas is a holiday light show, the original Sonic game, TikTok, and more game improvements. As far as useful features, Tesla finally truly integrated waypoints, allowing you to edit them, and this massively improved the navigation system built into the car. The blind spot camera has been added and will pop up when you use your turn signal, and that has been a highly requested feature that Tesla has talked about adding for some time. Now it's here. Overall, the update has brought out great features, and after using it on both the Model S and Model 3, I can see a lot of benefits, but there have been a few downsides. This update comes to nearly every Tesla, which is great. If you bought a Model 3 in 2017, you have the majority of these new features, especially including the updated UI that is known as version 11. However, if you don't like these updates, you're kind of stuck with it, which can definitely be a downside for some people with these cars. The UI has changed quite a bit since 2017, and certain things now require a little more screen usage. For example, Tesla cleaned up the bottom bar of the screen on the Model 3 and Y's 15-inch screen, but now heated seat adjustments require 2 taps. You have to open climate controls and then turn them on or adjust the controls. Previously, these options were in the dock and easily accessible at any time. There are a few other features like that, including defrosters that now require an extra tap. Living in California, I of course have found this not to be much of an issue, especially with the new auto heated seats feature that matches your vehicle temperature, and this is likely the experience of the engineers designing this UI. However, most people don't live in California, and many areas need these adjustments quickly accessible. The great thing about Tesla is that these complaints do get heard and they can fix them. In response to a complaint about changes to the audio sources in V11, Elon Musk said, quote, "Many UI improvements coming." These will definitely take some time, but it's great to see that these complaints have been heard. Overall, there are many great improvements in V11 and features like the blind spot camera, but the removal or at least hiding of certain essential features is definitely something customers aren't appreciating. For me, I hope that Tesla figures out a better location for the blind spot camera in the Model 3 and Y. I noticed that for one, it just covers the autopilot car animation on screen, and I think it could slide that up at least, but for two, my hands block the camera about 90% of the time, and I have to either look around my hand or move my hand down in order to truly utilize it. Shortly after Tesla released version 11, they finally brought out another update with track mode to the Plaid Model S. The Plaid Model S has been out for a while now, touting acceleration faster than any production car. However, track mode was only available on the Performance Model 3. Now the Plaid Model S has it, and it's not just a simple added feature to generally improve track performance. It includes a ton of stuff. The release notes say, quote, "Optimize your Plaid configuration for dynamic driving exclusively on closed courses and experience the unmatched performance at many different venues." They detail how the heat pump system cools more aggressively, maximizing the powertrain endurance and performance and cooling after driving. For drive systems, quote, "Torque vectoring authority is increased across the 3 motors, elevating the vehicle's agility and cornering capability. The accelerator pedal allows more precise torque control, and regenerative braking power is strengthened to recover more energy. The suspension dampening reduces vehicle motion and is automatically set to low. And lastly, the display shows a track interface interface includes a lap timer, G-meter, vehicle thermals monitor, dashcam video capture, vehicle telemetry capture, and other customizations. Here's what the instrument cluster looks like, focused on monitoring the systems in the car, and then under track mode settings, you can see all the options you can adjust. You can adjust handling balance, stability assist, regenerative braking, and turn on or off post-drive cooling, brake temperatures, and dashcam saves for laps. It's great to finally see this feature arrive in the Plaid Model S and will definitely be a very popular feature for people truly utilizing the full power of this car. The Tesla Bot was unveiled at Tesla's AI Day as a vision of where Tesla's AI efforts could go. Almost nothing has been heard from this project aside from Tesla hiring people for the project, but when interviewed on Lex Fridman's podcast, Elon Musk said, quote, "I think the possibilities are endless. It's not quite in Tesla's primary mission directive of accelerating the world's transition to sustainable energy, but it's an extremely useful thing for the world to make a humanoid robot that is capable of interacting with the world and helping in many different ways." Talking further about what the robot could do, he said, quote, "It could develop a personality over time that is unique. It's not like all the robots are the same. That personality could evolve to match the owner or whatever you want to call it." This is one of those things that's exciting and terrifying at the same time and will surely not be seen for quite some time from Tesla. Either way, it showcases how serious they are about AI and expanding their company well beyond the manufacturing of electric cars. That's all the latest Tesla news for today, so in the meantime, if you want to see 30 tips and tricks for your Tesla, you can check out that video linked up here or in the description below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.